We often assume that intelligence protects us from making mistakes. After all, if someone is smart, they should make better decisions, right? The reality is more surprising. History is full of brilliant scientists, leaders, and innovators who made choices that, in hindsight, were shockingly poor. From financial missteps to personal relationships, intelligence doesn't guarantee wisdom. So why do smart people make dumb decisions? The answer lies in the quirks of the human mind. One major culprit is overconfidence. When you're intelligent, you're used to being right more often than wrong. This creates a feedback loop where confidence feels justified. But the brain starts to equate confidence with accuracy. Neuroscientists call this the overconfidence bias. Imagine a chess master who has won countless matches. Sooner or later, he underestimates an opponent because he assumes his intelligence is enough. The same happens in business, academics, or even daily life. The smarter someone is, the more likely they are to trust their judgment blindly, ignoring red flags. Another reason is the bias blind spot. Intelligent people often believe they're less susceptible to biases because they know about them. Ironically, this makes them more vulnerable. They rationalize poor decisions more elegantly, building sophisticated arguments to defend flawed reasoning. For example, a skilled lawyer might convince themselves that a risky investment is safe simply because they can construct a strong defense for it. The smarter the person, the better they are at fooling themselves. Analysis paralysis is another trap. Intelligent people love to consider every possible outcome. They gather more data, weigh more options, and imagine more scenarios. But this mental marathon often leads to decision fatigue. Faced with too many choices, the brain either shuts down or defaults to an impulsive option. That's why even brilliant thinkers sometimes delay decisions until the last moment, only to make rushed, emotionally driven choices. Emotions themselves also play a huge role. Neuroscience shows that decision-making isn't purely rational. It's emotional at the core. The limbic system, the emotional center of the brain, can easily overpower the logical prefrontal cortex. Fear, greed, envy, or desire can cloud judgment. Think of geniuses who gamble away fortunes or enter toxic relationships despite knowing better. Knowledge doesn't erase emotion, and emotion often wins. Social influence adds another layer. Smart people are still human, wired to seek belonging and approval. In groups, peer pressure and authority can sway even the brightest minds. Psychologist Solomon Asch's famous conformity experiments revealed that people will give obviously wrong answers just to fit in. Intelligence doesn't erase that instinct. It only means the excuses for conformity may sound more sophisticated. In the end, smart people make dumb decisions because intelligence doesn't equal self-awareness. Wisdom comes from humility, emotional regulation, and understanding biases. The lesson here isn't that intelligence is useless, but that it must be paired with reflection and discipline. Being smart means knowing you're still human, and humans are wired for mistakes. True wisdom is learning to outsmart your own brain. If this gave you something to reflect on, subscribe and like Decode for more.